Hello there and welcome to another episode of Practical Wisdom, and it's your host Ihab Hamami. See, today I want to talk about the idea of how to program and reprogram your subconscious mind. And why that's important, because if you want to change something in your life, if you want to start a new business, if you want to change your health habits, if you want to just get into your new relationship, anything you want to change in your life, any progress you want to make, if your subconscious mind is not on board in that change, you're going to experience a lot of resistance. And if you don't know how to deal with that resistance in a smart way, you're going to just go 2 steps forward and 3 steps backward. So to prevent that from happening, you need to start working in your subconscious mind. So there is some kind of alignment. So your conscious desires, what you want, and your subconscious mind, which is the source of your emotions, and again, that's the root cause of your behaviors, are working in the same direction. So it's not like one part of you wants to have that desire and the other part of you, which is the subconscious, wants something else. There is no intention and counter-intention. And that's why people, they struggle with making a change because of that resistance, and because we just don't know mostly how to deal with that resistance. And that's not just my opinion. Even scientists told us about the power of the subconscious mind and how capable it is to direct the course of your life. For example, a Danish scientist called Tor Nortegrandus, he told us that every moment in our conscious mind, we're only capable to detect 16 bits of the information, comparing to the 10 million of information the subconscious mind is analyzing every moment. Now what that means, it means that your subconscious mind is probably 10 million times more powerful than your conscious mind. Now I'm not suggesting here that your conscious mind is not beneficial. It is, but it has its own function. The conscious mind is the place where you discern between things, is the place where you make judgments, is the place where you reason things in your life. But it's different. Your subconscious mind is the source of your behaviors, right? So every part of your body, every part of your mind is very important, but when it comes to change, the subconscious mind is the most important thing. And it's very important to know how to reprogram it, how to get it on board with your desires, so there is no struggle anymore. And believe me in that, depending only on your willpower and your determination, it doesn't work anymore. Actually, it never worked and it will never work, at least not for a sustainable kind of change or sustainable kind of growth. So let me suggest you here 4 practical things you can start doing right now in order to become like a ninja for a change, in order to understand how to reprogram your subconscious mind. So every time you want to go to the next level, you just know the process, you get there, you do it, and there is more ease to it. So number 1, and hopefully that's after you decide what you want. So you know exactly what you want, you know what's your intention. So in order to reprogram your mind and get it on board in that change, number 1, start connecting with the part in your body, with the part in your subconscious mind that has resistance to that change. And how do you do that? Basically ask your body, because your body, your physical body, is where you store your subconscious mind, is where you store your emotions. So ask your body, what part in me is in resistance to that change? What part in me don't want to do that change? And you know, your body will communicate with you. You will feel some kind of pumping in your stomach or just tightness in your chest, heat, like part of your body will start communicating with you as an indication that this is the part in your subconscious that is in resistance to the change you want to make. And just I want you to bring your attention, just your focus to that part in yourself. Now, let me give you an example here to make those practical tips just much more or easier to swallow. At least example from my own life, something I wanted to change, and I used my subconscious to get on board with that change. Let me just think of something, because I constantly work on myself. So let me think of something like major I worked on. Okay, it was before probably 2 months. Actually, before doing those videos, I knew that I want to do videos. I knew that I want to speak in English, because I want to reach more people. So I had a lot of resistance to the idea of speaking in English, because when I speak in Arabic, I get into the flow, there's more ease to it, there's more joy to it, there's much naturality to it. Like just my personality will show up in the camera. But when I want to speak in English, there's much more just tightness to that process. And I know I don't want to have a script, because wasn't my intention. I want to speak natural, like what I'm doing now. It's not like I could have some points, but I don't want to have script. So that idea of speaking naturally in English, there was a lot of tightness to it. So what I did, I connected, like the point I said, I connected with my body, with the place I had that kind of resistance to it. I went to that place, and that's the first point. Now the second point, I want you to communicate with that place, and that's the key. Please focus with me. From a place or attitude of compassion and curiosity. Attitude of compassion and curiosity. Now why that's important? Because usually we want to connect with our subconscious mind. What we usually do, we go with, let me put it just in an honest way, with some kind of arrogance, like we already know why we have the resistance, and we go there like with the attitude, I want to kill it. But you know what? That does not work anymore. That doesn't work. And believe me, your subconscious mind, it has way much more wisdom than your conscious mind. And if you're going with the attitude that I know exactly why there's a resistance, first of all, you won't get to the root cause of the problem, or the root cause of the resistance. And second, gradually and slowly, your subconscious mind will start to close up from you, because you're coming from a very hostile attitude, right? So I want you to go there with a very open, curious, and compassionate attitude. So in my case, I went to that place in me that has resistance, and with compassion and with curiosity, start investigating that part. So I start, in my case, again, I start asking that part, okay, why I have a lot of contraction to speaking? And what I usually do, and I would recommend you to do, to feel that contraction, to feel that feeling as a raw feeling. So before even analyzing, just start to feeling it. So after feeling it, I start investigating why I'm having that kind of contraction, why I don't want to speak in English, why I have that kind of fear. And what I realized, that there are a couple of root causes to that fear. And number one is because in Jordan, we usually tend to have a lot of judgments when you make mistakes in English. So the first fear, I had a lot of fear of making grammatical mistakes, so people would judge me. So I went even deeper into that investigation and asked, okay, what that means to me. And what I realized, it means that I'm not good enough. So that's the first root cause for me speaking in English, that I fear not to be good enough. Because if I make any grammatical mistakes, in my mind, I'm not good enough. Now, the second one, I had a fear of not being authentic, because authenticity is just one of my values. So I feel that not being authentic when I speak in English, because it's not my first language. So I had those root causes, and I understood that, I fear not to be authentic, and for me that's very important. And the second one, I fear not to be good enough. So what's the next point? The next point is start working and reprogramming that kind of conditioning in the mind. So in my case, how I would do that, I would first go to the root cause, like go to the first memory I had those experiences. Like when was the first time I experiencing the feeling of not good enough, or when was the first time I felt that I'm not authentic in speaking English. So I had a couple of memories. Now I'm not saying you have to find a memory, whatever that would come to your mind, it's fine. But I'm saying the more you can go deeper and deeper and deeper in the process and find the first memory that created that root cause, it will be better. But if you can't do that, you can start directly reprogramming your subconscious mind. Now, how I would do that, I would do it usually through some kind of affirmation, but not just any kind of affirmation of repeated word. I would engage my body, I would just feel it. So for probably a week or so, what I start doing, I start saying, what would it take to feel like authentic English speaker? What would it take to feel like authentic English speaker? So I start reprogramming my mind that I will speak English and I will be authentic in that. And I also start saying, what would it take to speak English and feel good enough? So in a way, I'm just shifting my mind from that fear. Now, after a week or so of doing that, and also practicing speaking in English over and over and over, so I can get to that point of authenticity and just not feeling that I'm not good enough, that resistance will start to fade away. And what I start to realize, I become naturally more authentic, I start to become more natural when I speak in English, and there is just more joy to it. So now I'm doing those videos and believe me, there is no like strain about it. I don't just go and prepare for ages. No, it's just much more intuitive. I just write the points I want to talk about and I go. And if I couldn't heal those kind of beliefs, I wouldn't be able to do that. Because my mind will be just completely consumed with the idea, when I speak in English, consumed with the idea that I'm not good enough, I'm not authentic. And that's why I can't just get into that state of flow or engagement that I used to get in when speaking in Arabic. Now, the next point, which is the fourth point, I call it finding empowering evidences. So it's not just about reprogramming your mind, also getting new evidences, a new model to your mind, so it will empower that new belief. So in my case, again, I'll start looking for people who are not an English speaker and who's speaking in self-growth and spirituality. So I found a guy, he's originally from Kuwait, and he's a spiritual teacher, and his English is average, but the information is great. And his presence is so powerful, he just don't care. It's very obvious that he don't care about any grammatical mistake. He care more about the message. And once I started watching that, it helped me to find a new model for someone who's already just going through the same struggle I'm going through, and he already solved it. Right? So those were the 4 points that will help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. So maybe in your case it's different. Maybe your case it's not about speaking in English. Maybe your case you want to start business, but you have a lot of resistance. I would say do the same. Go investigate those resistance, because you might be thinking that if you become successful, you become arrogant, because those were the examples in your country. Like the people in your country that were successful around you, they were just arrogant, or maybe they were working all day long, so they lost their freedom. So what you want to analyze or to understand, what is the fears you have in your subconscious mind? Start reprogramming them and find new models. Now that's why it's always important, I tell people, to expose themselves to watch material and to watch people who are already, like people who are conscious, successful, rich, like people who made that kind of balance in their life. Because when you watch such a people, it will help your mind to find the new models and to open up for a new possibility. So it's not like you only can be rich or you only can be spiritual. No, it's both. So again, whatever you wanna work on, start working in your subconscious mind. Start working in the resistance. Otherwise, you will, as we said, you will go 2 steps forward, 3 steps backward. So that was my advice for today, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If so, please press the like button. And I would love if you can leave a comment below about the time you were trying to make a change, struggling with it, and then realized, that's the reason I'm not moving forward, and how you healed it and how that changed the game for you. So, till I meet you next time, just have a great day, and thank you. Hey guys, it's Ihab. If you like this video and you enjoy this kind of material, there are 2 things you can do right now. First, to subscribe to the YouTube channel here, and also to visit ihabhamad.com to sign up for the newsletter there. So you can keep yourself updated with the free material about the soul of speaking, leadership, high performance, and just life mastery in general. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Till then, just go and have a great day. Thank you.